Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report in this mailbag. Remember, it was filmed on Tuesday, so if anything crazy happens, don't yell at me. Now, something that I do want to tell you guys about is our awesome sponsor, Panda Supps. If you're looking for high-quality supplements, vitamins, protein, BCAAs, pre-workout, they got greens, they got all this amazing stuff. Go ahead and get it at pandasupps.com. Use code XMIS, or you can save 40% off. If you spend over $99, you get a free shaker and you get free shipping. Let's go to the first question coming up here on the show. Anthony Morales, bring Adams makes DC life better and offense. So, Anthony, I appreciate the super chat, and you're right. Devante Adams to the Raiders would absolutely make Derek Carr's life better, and it would make the offense a lot better. The issue is also this. I don't want to keep doing this same song and same dance. You have to realize Carr is a problem to this team. He is. I'm not saying he's the only problem. The coaching has a lot of implications as well. But at this point, unless the Raiders make the playoffs, I'm going to be moving on from D.C. An elite name here, Dick Solid Dixon. What do you think about the Cincinnati quarterback in the second round? So you're talking about Desmond Ridder. He's a good kid. He's got some tools. He's got some athleticism, but I'm not touching him in the second round. He's probably like my 8th or 9th overall rated quarterback. He's a good college quarterback, and you're going to be able to find those guys, but I want to see what he can do against some elite competition, and he's going to have an elite competition or elite game going up against Alabama, so we'll see what he can do in that game. What up, Luke Atkinson? Just wanted to send a shout-out to the military and remember Pearl Harbor. Yes, today is December 7th when I'm filming this, and shout out to, everyone who was impacted by that. Just horrible, horrible day, Pearl Harbor, December 7th, and shout out to the families. Shout out to everyone out there who's serving in the military and, Marine, Navy, Army, it doesn't matter. But speaking of Army, Navy, let me know who you guys got in that game. Type it down in the comments. Let's go to the Raider guy. Do you honestly think the Raiders can beat the Chiefs? Yes. The Raiders can honestly beat the Chiefs. They have to bring their A-plus game. They have to. You have to execute in the red zone. You can't be terrible like the Raiders have been in the red zone. You got to be better on third down. Right now, the Raiders, since week 9, they are 11 of 49 on third down. That is about 22.4%. For comparison, the Detroit Lions right now, for the entire season, are about 31% on third down. But even though the Raiders are an underdog, even though the Raiders are all these things, they can absolutely win this game. And hopefully, you're cheering with me on Sunday because we're going to get the party started here at 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time. We do watch parties, which are basically like me trying to bring you guys a game day environment. It's a 4.5-hour live show. We do a post-game reaction. So if you guys could, subscribe, turn on those notifications, set an alarm, set a reminder to come join the party, because when we do these shows, there's going to be Chiefs fans, and I got my guy Harrison Graham. He's also going to do a Chiefs watch party, and I want to be able to take his channel down. So, Week 14 matchup, the over-under in this game is 48. It's also fluctuating between 48 and 48.5. The last time I checked, the Chiefs, 10-point favorites. The last time the Raiders played in Arrowhead, and they were more than a 10-point favorite, or 10-point underdog, was last season. The Raiders went ahead, and they won that game. The Chiefs last season were better than what they are this season. The Raiders can absolutely win this game. So after seeing the odds and seeing the over-under and all that good stuff, I want every single person that comes across this video to try to predict the score. Las Vegas Raiders up against the Kansas City Chiefs. If you don't have a good score prediction, if you just want to let me know who you got, type LV for the Raiders or KC for the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, this one's coming in from Rodiguff Productions. Listen. The head coach should be returned to special teams. DC was an improvement, but zone way too soft. The OC is absolutely trash. Dookie, play calling is mud, non-aggressive, doesn't use good personnel available. Keep DC. He's a great kicker. Laugh out loud. Daniel Carlson is a great kicker, and hopefully they're able to bring him back. Listen, you're not going to bring back Bisaccia. He is a good special teams coordinator, but you have to realize the new head coach you're going to bring in, they're going to bring in a whole new scheme. I like Carr. I really do. But his inconsistent play, I'm sick of it at this point. You got to do something to change. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. I'm moving on from D.C., and I'm cleaning the house. Let's go to Wild on 14. How soon we forget how potent our offense played before we lost Ruggs, who was finally becoming the wide receiver one he hasn't had in a while. You're right. The Raiders' offense before Henry Ruggs was lost was clicking on all cylinders at 5-2. But I can't imagine that Ruggs was that big of a difference where now the entire offense can't figure it out. And I wish we could have seen what the offense would look like, but the same song and dance is this. The team has fallen apart at the end of the season. Carr has not played well since week 9. 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 2 fumbles, only 1,394 yards. Follow me on Twitter for more stats like that. But it's also not just that. You have to have a solid team around Carr to be able to succeed. He's got 1 year left on his deal. He wants a contract extension. If you give Derek Carr a whole bunch of money, like we saw back in 2017, he can't get it done. He needs a team around him. That's why I'm saying move on from Carr, bring somebody else in, build around a rookie. Let's go to Chuck508. Carr stinks in Kansas City. Thoughts on just going with Mariota? So I get the idea that Carr's 3-12 all time, I believe, against the Chiefs, and before last season never was able to beat them in Arrowhead, but the best game I've ever seen Derek Carr play was last season in Arrowhead. So I like Mariota, but you still start Derek Carr. You let him get his reps in. Sure, you put out Mariota there for maybe a few first down plays, a few snaps, the red zone package, the Mariota package that we've been looking for, but no, you're not starting Mariota. You continue to rock and roll with Derek Carr. Why? He's the best quarterback on the roster. That's all I got to say. Now, if you want some awesome supplements there, Chuck, you can go to pandasups.com, use code XMIS, where you can save 40% off and get free shipping. Don't worry, you will get your products before Christmas time, so if you need a stocking stuffer, if you need an awesome gift idea, please go ahead and do so. And remember, whether you want the Pandemic, which is literally like the strongest pre-workout I've ever had, you can get your hands on it. If you need the BCAAs, maybe you had a night of drinking and you need to be able to get hydrated, or after a workout, it is important to fuel your muscles. And you get a free shaker with every order, $99. So not only do you get 40% off, not only do you get free shipping, you're going to get a free shaker with every order, $99. So use code XMIS at pandasups.com. Let's go to this next one coming in. It's a super chat from Connecticut Raider Ryan. Carr has no guaranteed money after this year. Team will be more willing to trade. Do you think he's not getting benched to keep his stock/value up? No, I don't really think that has anything to do with it. I think the Raiders still realize that, hey, we are a team, and think about it. If you were a head coach, if you were Greg Olson, you're Gus Bradley, Mike Mayock, your job is on the line. Who gives you the best chance to win? The answer to that is Derek Carr. So if you want to be able to keep your job, you play the best people out there. And I agree, and I'm glad you brought this up. No guaranteed money. He's making $19.9, which for somebody as good as DC is going to be valuable. Think about all the teams in past years that make those one-year rentals because they think they have a win-now roster, but they lack a quarterback. Carr will get people to come out and try to get him. I'm telling you all right now, people will want to trade for Derek Carr, get draft capital, save up some money, and invest it in the offseason. Jose Inno, if Carr is traded, does he retire? If so, what does that mean trade-wise? So you're just referring to the simple fact that Carr said he doesn't want to play for another team besides the Raiders and he would rather retire. I personally am going to call BS on that. And because if you have an opportunity to make $20 million, I get it. He's made a lot of money in his lifetime, but you know, he's got 3 kids. 4 kids actually now? It's one of the 2, 3 or 4. But $20 million is enough money to be able to take care of generations and generations. And I have a hard time believing anybody being able to turn down $20 million. So if he's traded, I don't think he retires. Rashissimo Locke, what up? Do you think if the Raiders draft a quarterback and keep Carr, he would survive the whole season as the starter? It's a good question, and I think it would have to be a conversation that you have with Carr and with the rookie quarterback. And I personally think if you decide to keep Derek and you're going to pay him $19.9 million, you have him be the starter the entire season, really no matter how bad it gets, because if you're losing really bad because your team's not good, I don't want to throw my rookie quarterback out into that situation anyway. So you take a page out of what the Packers did with Favre and Rodgers, what the Chiefs did with Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes. If your plan is to keep DC next year and let that quarterback learn behind him, you let him learn behind him no matter how bad it gets. So what do y'all think about this? So we had a question a little bit earlier on here about, starting Mariota. Who do you guys want to start against the Chiefs NFL Week 14? If you want to see Derek Carr out there as the starting quarterback, go ahead and type DC. If you want to see Marcus Mariota, go ahead and type MM. I'm going to type DC, but I know we're also going to get a lot of MMs. All right, this one's coming in from Joe, or Jose Eno, even though I just said this correct. Should DeSean Jackson be a starter? We need a consistent deep threat, which I think will help Carr. We already see he gets open. Carr just needs to connect. Do I think he should be a starter? Yes. But the answer to also this is no. So he played in only 24 snaps this past week, and for multiple reasons. He's not 100% healthy. He's dealing with a calf injury, and he's 35. The Raiders are trying to keep him healthy. So, do I think he should get over 40 snaps every week? Maybe not, especially if he's not healthy. But if he's out there on the field, use him, target him. I mean, the fact that he had only one target and 24 snaps, to me, that's bad coaching. They weren't moving him around the football field like they did against Dallas, and Carr was missing him. So, I think he should get more snaps and more targets, but I want DeSean Jackson at 100%, not him getting 40, 50 snaps and him playing at 80%, because that doesn't really do us much good. Let's go to Jeff Stanley. You only trade for Rodgers or Wilson if you feel you have a Super Bowl caliber team, or you're hamstringing yourself with picks and cap. I'd rather trade up if necessary for a rookie quarterback to learn behind Derek Carr. You're right. You really do only trade for Rodgers or Wilson if you think you have a Super Bowl caliber team. Or Aaron Rodgers wants the hell out of Green Bay, and Green Bay is willing to just take whatever they can get for Rodgers because they know he wants out. Or Russell Wilson wants the hell out of Seattle, and for a team like the Seahawks who don't have any first-round picks, you're willing to take whatever you can get for him. Now, again, there's going to be obviously a lot of other teams that are going to be interested in those two guys, but Wilson wants to go to a big market. Rodgers wants to go to a big market. Rodgers wants to stay on the West Coast. So, you can still be able to go out and get those guys, even if you're not in a window. But if you go out and get those two players, I believe if you have Rodgers or Wilson, you're in a Super Bowl window. Got a $2 super chat from John Jones. Much love to you. Appreciate you supporting the show. Let's go to Top Beats. Mitch, with all the one-year deals we've got with some of our veteran players, do you think some will move on after this season? Yes, some will move on, and that's just part of it. And, that's another part of the conversation. Would you rather have $19.9 million go to Carr, or would you rather give $19.9 million in order to bring back guys like Nicholas Morrow, Daniel Carlson, Casey Hayward? I mean, all these guys are free agents. Raiders have 25 free agents next year, and don't worry, in the offseason, I'll be making a video around all this, but this is also part of these conversations that we talk about. Now, here's a real good question, because is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I want you to type D for duh or N for nah. Now, for those of you wondering why, it's because I looked up online the top 5, 65 Christmas movies, and Die Hard, it made the list in every single Christmas selection I saw. I know there's some people who say no, it's not, and then there's some people that say D for duh. I'm personally going to go ahead and say D for duh because it takes place during Christmas, and as far as I'm concerned, if a movie takes place during Christmas, it's a Christmas movie. It doesn't have to be all cupcakes, butterflies, unicorns, and rainbows for it to be a Christmas movie. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and say D for duh. Now, if you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, what the hell are you waiting for? At Mitchell Renz 365. I would like to be able to get verified, and if you are watching this live, if you go ahead and message Mike Garofolo for blocking me, I would definitely appreciate it, because sorry that I stand up for my players like Unique Gakwe. If you want to ask me questions, if you want to know anything going on, please hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's go to Dalton Gill. My fear is if Carr goes, he'll be great on some other team, and the Raiders fans all look like idiots. Laugh out loud, go Raiders. If he's great on another team, I'm going to wish Carr good luck. I mean, he's a good dude. He's done a lot of good things for this organization. He's done a lot of great things for the Raiders. There's not too often where I wish bad on anybody that's been in silver and black. The only guys that I wish bad on are Trent Brown, Antonio Brown, and, well, honestly, even Arden Key. Those three guys are probably my three that I hate the most that have ever been a Raider, but at least in my time covering the team. But if he goes somewhere else, hey, that's part of the organization. It's part of the way sports work, but I also think that you could really set up your team in the future, and the highest probability of you winning a Super Bowl, I'm sorry, I don't see it with being Derek Carr. Let's go to Untouchable Raider. 1960 DC retiring quote is BS Stafford said about retiring back then, and look what happened. Bisaccia is not meant for head coach. I want a veteran quarterback like Rodgers or Wilson. Rich Gannon 2.0. Yeah, I mean, I understand the whole Rich Gannon 2.0 scenario, and that would probably be more Rodgers than it would Wilson, but we'll see what ends up happening, and the only way you go ahead and do that is if you can get a good trade, and if you're not confident, or your new head coach isn't 100% confident in any of the quarterbacks in the draft. Let's go to Jillian Callahan. Who do you think the Raiders should try to pick up in free agency? This is a really good question. If you're not confident in your guards, I say you go out and get somebody like Andrew Norwell or Brandon Scherf. If you want some wide receivers, there's a lot of really talented receivers. Devante Adams, Chris Godwin, Allen Robinson, Michael Gallup, a few just off the top of my head. Courtland Sutton, he just signed a deal with the Broncos, so he's no longer on that list. Quarterbacks, there's going to be some QBs out there. I'm not really on team QB, though. You might have to go out and find yourself a backup. The running back position, we'll see how healthy Kenyon Drake is next season, but I think you build that offensive line, and you got to re-sign some of your key defenders, and also you got to get a wide receiver. Let's go to Anthony Lund. We need Sheldon Rankins for a run stuffer. Sheldon is a player that, yes, I definitely wanted the Raiders to go out and pursue. Now, he's currently a member of the New York Jets right now. He hasn't had the best year overall with them, but I also think it's because, hey, they're on the Jets. Now, he was a first-round pick back in 2016, has had some good moments, but definitely a better run stuffer. And for the Raiders, I'm actually curious to see if they go out and find a DT that can stop the run, because you got a lot of teams coming up here that can really run the football. The Cleveland Browns, the Denver Broncos, the Indianapolis Colts, and Austin Eckler, last time I checked, he's pretty damn good too. Let's go to the Italian Stallion 13. What up, Mitch? What do you think about Josh's comments on team being stiff and not ready to play? I actually like that, Jacobs was able to call out the team a little bit. Though, he also tweeted today that people will do anything for likes and comments and tweets and stuff. I like Josh. He's a good player. He's, I actually think a really talented running back overall. But I'm also team. I really think that this Raiders team should stay off social media at times. But in terms of his comments, in terms of playing stiff and not ready, I agree with that, because the effort that I've seen from the Raiders, starting out games early for whatever reason, they come out flat, they come out stiff, and I'm going to put that on coaching, but I'm also going to put it on grown-ass men who are paid millions of dollars. If you can't get up ready and be ready to play a game for millions of dollars, then you shouldn't even be in the league at all. Let's go to Brian Tran. Okay, what do you think is the most likely next head coach? Love Kellen Moore. I do like Kellen Moore as well. He's a really creative offensive mind. If you want to go ahead and check out my, next Raiders head coaching candidates, it's literally labeled as John Gruden coaching candidates, or John Gruden replacements. I'll be making more videos with more updates, but my top guys are Brian Dable. I like Kellen Moore as well. Byron Leftwich is up there. Also, there's a few other names that are escaping me. Go ahead, check out the video. I promise you'll like what you see.